Now I'm honored to introduce our student speaker, Fanta Isatou Guy. Thank you for her. She, she is this spring's youngest graduate, having just celebrated her 18th birthday last Monday. Coincidentally, she was also the youngest graduate in her high school class 2 years ago, across an ocean in the Republic of the Gambia. She was born in New York City, but moved at a very young age to her father's homeland in Africa. She grew up there, visiting the United States only during summer breaks. It was on one of these trips that she was encouraged to start her college career by her aunt living here in the States, who described a great college that's nearby. That great college was the College of Southern Maryland, and so Fanta Isatou Guy crossed the Atlantic to live with her aunt in Waldorf and attend CSM. Tonight, she graduates with her associate degree in general studies, and she will continue her studies this fall at the University of Maryland, Baltimore campus. Her goal is to study international relations and potentially work as an ambassador. Please welcome her as this evening's student speaker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and pleasure of mine to be standing before you on this glorious evening. First, I want to thank God. I also want to thank my family for being here, and I want to thank Ms. Karen Smith-Hupp for giving me this opportunity. Furthermore, I want to extend huge congratulations to all my fellow graduates. I know that the road has not been easy, but we've made it, so congratulations to all of us. It's a fact that many of us, especially us youth, spend a significant amount of our free time on the internet. I know I'm guilty of that. The first point on my 2017 New Year's resolution was to spend more time outdoors. And then my TV was like, you're crazy, forget about it. And so I did. But it's summer, so I'm about to make a comeback. I like to watch YouTube videos especially. I remember one time while I was doing my research, because I like to Google stuff, I like to YouTube things like how to manifest straight A's without studying, but then I ended up studying because the tips suck, but it was worth a shot. Anyway, while I was doing my research, I stumbled upon this YouTube video by this YouTuber called Conan Gray, and he said something that really stuck with me and resonated with me because it was a reflection of my life. He said, he said, and I quote, I like to think of my life in pieces because it's been picked up and moved around and rearranged so many times that you can barely even tell that it's been lived in the same lifetime. See, I like to think of my life in clips, and once one clip ends, a new one would begin, completely new. I would be in a whole new environment, have to socialize with a whole new group of people. I would love to sit here and illustrate every single clip for the whole night, but for the sake of time management, I will condense all of these clips into just 2 movies. So the first one is my childhood. As stated, I was born in New York, and from a very early age, my parents and I moved back to their native country, the Gambia, West Africa. I will rally my experiences through the observations and the lessons I've learned growing up in this type of society. My culture emphasized spirituality, they emphasized education, they emphasized manners, and basically respecting one another. At home, we bonded by eating a meal in one big bowl. So when it was time to eat, it would be served in a big dish, and we'll all sit on the ground and eat together. We were taught to allocate dignity with everyone we met, regardless of gender, regardless of age, regardless of social status. I learned to use my time wisely because of unstable resources like electricity. And all of these things taught me discipline, they taught me efficiency, productivity. I graduated high school at 16, as was stated, and I moved to Maryland and enrolled at CSM. I would come to America every summer, but this was the first time that I was coming without my mother to live with my aunt, whom I had never met before. Surprisingly, most of my emotion was enthusiasm and excitement, not because I didn't love my life in Gambia, but because I craved something new and different. My mom, on the other hand, was just sobbing in the airport, squeezing the last oxygen out of me. And I'm just thinking like, Mom, get it together. I got this, okay? I got this. So some initial observations. Many things taken for granted here were treasured in Gambia, and many things treasured in Gambia were taken for granted here. The environment here at CSM was way more tranquil than I expected or saw in movies, so that took away like 40% of my anxiety. I walked in class, and the teachers were just so enthusiastic. Like, they were so ready to teach. I'm like, wow, this is so strange. Why are you so happy? The class ends, and they're like, if you guys have any questions, just email me. Come to my office anytime during my office hours. I'll be glad to help you. I'm like, wow, everyone's just packing their bags. It's normal, and I'm just like celebrating on the inside. This is so great. Because I had been so used to such a strict and difficult educational system in Gambia. It was beneficial in some ways, but I was highly appreciative towards the concerns my professor showed and the abundant resources and encouragement I was given to succeed. Furthermore, I had to figure out how to retain my identity as well as feel a sense of belonging in this new environment. I learned to love and be proud of my heritage, to not compromise my values and beliefs for anything, but then I learned to be more open-minded, to be open to new ideas and new cultures and new ways of thinking. Most importantly, I realized the importance of putting yourself out there, going beyond your internal limitations and reaching for things that seem outside of your box or outside of your comfort zone. As each semester went by, I noticed that I was making great improvements academically, socially, and so on. Here, no one knew who I was, and I could have been whoever I wanted to be, but I decided that I wanted to make a name for myself, and I wanted to be remembered positively here at CSM. If I was to title this second movie I just explained, I would title it The Foreign Experience. This is something that each and every one of us has experienced or will experience in the future. Some of us graduates are transferring to a new university that we have known nothing about. Some of us are going into new careers that we are very foreign to. 2 years at CSM has validated my potential, taught me patience, hard work, gave me my confidence back, and showed me different type of characters and scenarios as well as how to deal with them. I realized that everything I wanted was now at my fingertips, and I just simply had to reach for it. My mom used to tell me that God, or the universe, always works in our favor, and it's just a matter of believing that it does and how we present to it what we want, because everything is achievable. Lastly, from every foreign experience, there are lessons to be learned. I would suggest you pay heed to those lessons, because they will definitely aid you during your journey in the next movie. Thank you.